Alright guys, today we're gonna be reacting to ex single mom made the stepfather wait until marriage. Let's jump in on this one.
There was no conversation about birth control or anything like that?
There was a conversation of like if this might happen, like if I were to get pregnant, and the conversation was like, yeah, if you get pregnant, that's okay. I was like, okay, and I liked him, so I was like, all right.
Does he pay you child support?
No, he's not involved at all.
Wow.
Okay. Do you want him to pay child support or?
No, no.
So
It's okay.
I have just a couple clarification questions I was wondering about.
Yeah.
If he's not involved at all, and you have not insisted that he is involved at all, has he actually taken a paternity test?
No. So he didn't push for one. I mean, he was the only guy that I slept with.
Look at this. You see how she did it, how she reacted, very calm. And there's a reason why Andrew asked that question. You guys notice that? Like, she's not surprised.
That year, so there's no other possible father. But
I mean, as far as we know, right?
well, yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah,
There
he
you
never
go.
pushed for a paternity test. He just
Smart,
we came
very
to the
smart
mutual
person.
agreement. He didn't want to be involved. We had a conversation earlier this year, and he also reiterated that he didn't want to be involved, and that's okay. I didn't want to push it.
So he's not involved. So you and your husband are supporting the child?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nick, private chat. Okay, so. Okay, that's interesting. And I think one thing in your notes here that you had provided is that you maybe we come to no, we'll go to it now. You had said something along the lines of waiting until marriage. Now that because you had the kid, right? But when it came to having sex, you wanted to, after having the kid, wanted to wait till marriage. Is that
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah.
So your current husband, did you guys wait until marriage?
We did, well, it's kind of hard to explain. So we were dating after I had my son. We waited a few months, and then we did start having, can I say sex? Can I say that here?
Yeah,
We
that's
did
fine.
start having sex, and then there was a period of time where we decided that it'd be best for us to wait until marriage. We ended up breaking up after that, and then we got back together like 6 months later, and then waited like 3 months, and then got married right after.
Wait, when you say we decided,
We mutually agreed to just wait.
mutual, so he was having sex with you, and then you mutually agreed?
Yeah, like I brought it up in discussion and said that
You mean you decided that?
I came to the decision, yes, and then he agreed that it was probably
Right,
a
but
better
so he
decision.
didn't want that. You wanted
Maybe
that.
not, yeah. Since I initiated it.
Can I quickly, just quickly interject? I wanted to make sure that I have this right in my notes.
Yeah.
You said you knew a week after you had slept with this guy you were pregnant?
About 8
I'm
days.
not. What's that?
About 8 days after. So when you like
I'm not sure that that's possible.
yeah, so how like ovulation works, the earliest you can check after ovulation is
She got
6
caught in a lie. This is what the females really think, that we don't know how this thing works. Really, they really think that we are this naive. Huh?
to 9 days is how long implantation occurs. So it can take, say I ovulated, right? 7 days later, implantation occurs. The next day, HCG, the pregnancy hormone, can start releasing. And pregnancy tests detect little as 6 milliliters of HCG, so you can test very, very early.
I thought HCG was not something which was released until 2 weeks after the pregnancy.
No, HCG is released after implantation.
Okay,
Sound like
so
bullshit.
okay. Well, I mean, I'll double check my information here, but I thought that it took at least 2 weeks for you to determine that you were
So-
pregnant after conception.
So they recommend you wait 2 weeks after ovulation because by 2 weeks you would be 4 weeks pregnant. And at 4 weeks pregnant, your HCG would be at least at like 400 to 500 milliliters, which is very detectable on a pregnancy test. Anywhere from like 6 to 9 days DPO, which is like days past ovulation, your HCG would be anywhere from as low as to 6 milliliters to say like 30 milliliters, and it would just show as a faint line. So that's why they say wait 2 weeks, because that's when the
You
line.
see how she's looking up? How you guys notice that? How she's looking up? She's making the line. How she go as she goes, right? Like, how can I say this? She's making the line as she goes along.
Would be a definitive yes or no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If that
like I
makes
said, I'll double check. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but
No, you're good.
I've never actually heard of. I didn't even know that a woman could know within 8 days after conception that she was pregnant. I thought that it took a bit longer than that.
8 days after ovulation. So conception, ovulation are different.
Yeah, but you said you knew 8 days later.
Yeah, 8 days because I was ovulating that weekend.
I don't know about that.
Okay.
Yeah, if that makes sense.
So in your notes, you said, does not do casual hookups. You've been celibate until marriage. After becoming a single mom, I've had to rewire all my standards. Around the time I met my child's father, I didn't have standards at all. You were okay with hooking up with whoever, no thoughts behind it.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say whoever. Is that what I said?
In some of your older notes. So the timeline's a little interesting. So you said that you mutually decided with your now husband to wait, but you guys were hooking up, but then you stopped. You broke up. Was the breakup precipitated by the change in sexual access, I guess you could say?
No, the breakup was related to something else. It wasn't.
How soon after the change in your desire to have sex with your now husband did the breakup occur?
Oh, actually, very soon. Yeah, pretty soon. We broke up like maybe a week. We broke up like 3 weeks after that conversation.
But you're saying it's something else that precipitated the breakup?
Yeah. I don't know. I guess it would be related to that, but we were just arguing a bit more, so I don't know.
But now, when it came to the withholding of the sex, or the change up when it came to you wanting to have sex until you're married, was that because of the arguing, or just for your own, that like you had your own values?
Oh, well, yeah. So because the reason I wanted to start waiting until marriage was I had found Christ at that point, and I felt.
I found Christ, so let me just hold sex. But mind you, I already gave a kid to somebody else. Kevin Samuel used to say you should be giving that for free at this point. The nice guy that really want to take care of you and the kid, you don't want to give him sex. Wow.
Felt like it was the more virtuous thing to just start waiting
Wow.
and to be more
Can't
disciplined.
make
That
this
was one
shit
of
up.
my bigger struggles, so I wanted to challenge myself on that and
Challenge
staying
myself.
celibate,
Look, just listen to her.
if that makes sense.
It doesn't make sense.
And so,
And you see the little Kirby and the Pokemon thing here, Mewtwo. And I'm a very I'm a very angelical, naive person. You know, I make mistakes, but you know, I'm naive. I'm very naive. This is the kind of character she want to portray.
okay.
What? What?
Teeny, that's Brian trying to get some help from Wilson.
It's just, you guys were arguing a lot. You were previously in a sexual relationship with your boyfriend at the time. You then found God, and then had a change up when it came to your willingness to have sex with your boyfriend. I mean, I'm not totally, is he religious?
Yeah.
Did he only become religious after you started withholding sex from him?
No. No, he was already religious before I became religious.
Well, it seemed you had a
He just
stronger...
wasn't more, yeah.
Well, he had no objections to premarital sex, whereas you did.
Yeah. I guess it was
Wow.
just different, like different discerning.
They really
discerning
put
thoughts,
rules into
different
the nice
convictions, I
guys.
guess. It was, I think for me, it was something I had a more personal conviction with.
I'm just
'cause it was something I
I'm
struggled
just
with.
curious if your husband started withholding sex from you now, do you think that would lead to arguments?
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. I wouldn't deny that.
Well,
And
is
it
it
would
then
be the
safe?
same
Is
vice
it safe to
versa.
say that that's what precipitated the initial
Yeah,
breakup?
I think that's safe
Okay.
to assume, sure. I'm not denying that that's like a possible reason why we started arguing more and maybe having more like conflicts.
And did you date anybody else in that time?
She's crazy. That's what she is. The reason they're asking those questions because the time frame does not make sense. So, let me know what you guys think. I will see you in the next one.